wage rates, penalty rates, all of the conditions of employment under awards are a matter for the Fair Work Commission. That's the case now, that was the case before the election, and that will continue to be the case.
But you're leaning on them, Prime Minister. You're leaning on the Fair Work Commission to perhaps go in a direction that, whilst you mightn't admit to it, that's the underlying nature of what you're doing.
Not true.
The future of penalty rates and awards are under review by the Fair Work Commission after the federal government put forward a submission questioning the impact of employment costs, including penalty rates. The impact of the impending review is expected to see a change in minimum pay rates and conditions. All of this on the back of Tony Abbott's pre-election statement, where he accused Labor of telling barefaced lies after the party had accused Tony Abbott of wanting to cut penalty rates if he became Prime Minister. Unions have been quick to come out and attack the government's submission. United Voice, an organisation of over 120,000 Australian workers, branded the submission as a cowardly backdoor attack on low-paid workers and says that attacking penalty rates is a betrayal of hard-working Australians who deserve compensation for giving up family time.
We strongly oppose the abolishing penalty rates. They're a fundamental part of members' pay. If taking away penalty rates would have a drastic effect on the majority of our members. So our stance is that penalty rates are important to low-paid workers. They're important to the community, and they ensure that we can continue to enjoy either the extra money that comes from working the weekends, or actually get to enjoy your weekend with your family.
For us, penalty rates are something that workers rely on, particularly in low-wage industries, to have a basic standard of living, whether that's a uni student supporting themselves through their studies, or a mum who is working to support her kids.
Candice Winfield is a registered nurse in Perth and is one of thousands across the country who would be impacted by any changes to penalty rates and conditions.
For nurses, they provide an incentive and a reward for working late nights and weekends when everyone else is off. And this is really important for staffing as well, because if penalty rates don't exist, less nurses are likely to want to work, and then that's going to affect staffing issues and in turn affect patient quality care.
For those across the country who work unsociable hours and miss out on time with family and friends, the idea that they are financially compensated for through penalty rates is fairly understandable. But the fear that many of these workers' take-home pay would be dramatically cut under the review means that life for many of us is about to get a lot more difficult. If the Fair Work Commission's review leads to a change in penalty rates, the ripple effect is expected to be felt across all industries, in particular those with individuals who are required to be on call around the clock.
It's really hard as a nurse to plan things in advance. Your friends are like, oh, can we go out for dinner this night, or can you come to my birthday? And often you have to swap a shift, or you have to book leave in advance, and it can be a real hassle. And also you don't get to see your family or your partner as much if they're all doing Monday to Friday 9 to 5 and you're stuck working weekends all the time. And I think the main one that I found is night shift is quite mentally draining, and you don't get enough sleep, and that just, you get moody, and then that affects your relationships as well. So
penalty rates protect the sanctity of the weekend. It's about saying there are times where our relationships, whether that's to our family, friends, our community, they come first. So without penalty rates, we wouldn't have the weekend as we know it.
Despite pre-election promises that penalty rates won't be touched, it has certainly proven that this will not be the case. This is John van der Heijden reporting for Undercurrent.